Last time was a full-on fight against two boats. You defeated the barbarian guy that got away the time before, and you have come back south on the Valley at Sea again, and you're trying to find a way to possibly leave the Valley at Sea. There's no open, publicly wide known area, but there are definitely been rumors heard here and there of possible ways to get through, although you have yet to know what one of these rumors is yet exactly. So over the night after the battle was finished, took usual precautions, having been at wheel, an extra hand or two at certain hours to make sure everything was aimed the right way, and overnight you finally got to Sultanapur. And docked, and it is now the next morning. There's nothing to unload. You don't have any jobs to load up and transport anything as of yet. So as the sun rises and you all start to eventually one by one wake up, the day is yours to do as you wish.
So we just slept on the boat.
Yep.
We're in town, right?
You're pretty much on the edge of town, yes.
Have we been to this town before?
No.
No.
Okay.
This is the furthest south in the Valley at Sea. And matter of fact, I think this is the furthest south any of you have been on the continent, except for technically Thelona. She has been a little further south and much further west at one point.
Yeah, considering we found her in Katai.
Is there a library in this town where I could do some research?
You look around a little bit, you do see some fancier buildings. With a bit of an educated guess, you can figure out where a small library would be, yes.
Is there any specific section? Yeah, I said that wrong. Specific section where I can find navigation and see if there's any information on a way out of the sea to the ocean.
Actually, as a matter of fact, due to how much of a coastal city this is, rumors and stuff about the Valley at Sea and just life on the water in general are actually not hard books to come by. So there's probably a wide swath of that stuff in a library. Matter of fact, you'd be probably tripping over the stuff.
I'll take my time.
Every half-brained fisherman who can scribble something on a piece of parchment has figured they can maybe write a book.
I'm gonna head for the local tavern.
The fan fiction section. Yeah, almost said service. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna be researching that and any rumors I hear about pirates or whatever.
All right,
And-
you've gone off to do
and
that. Xena's gone off to the tavern. And Thelona, are you planning on doing anything?
Not really.
Just
Probably just going to take a lazy day.
just kind of hang about the boat, just keep an eye on
Yeah.
things. All right.
I'm assuming it's probably cooler by the water.
It's somewhat cooler by the water, yes.
Actually, can I request that Thelona come with me to the tavern?
Yeah, she will. She's just not happy about it.
Well, you might. I might need you to help intimidate people.
The GM would like to point to you at the other barbarian and the cleric.
I would assume Garroth would probably be following Valena around on a leash.
I figured if I
That's
left
also
our
possibly
boat,
true.
you-
Is that the big
I've-
dumb brute is just like, you will come with. Okay.
Yeah, I can just picture the dumb brute just going, when Felina gets taken, yeah, I need someone to intimidate people when
this is-
Felina forgot to bring
I-
him, and he goes, I feel so cheap.
I've got a plan that might actually lead to trouble, which is why I want Thelona with. Oh yeah, we should hit the long rest button, shouldn't we?
Oh
Yeah.
yes, you should. I'm gonna double check and hit on the others as well.
Come on. Oh, shit.
I don't think. Yeah, none of these guys got hit. It was mostly the main 6 that got hit, if anybody did.
Yeah, Kelowna had a little bit of damage, not a lot. I think it was just the
It was
small
literally the
amount
cone
I
of cold.
took. Yeah.
That was it. Because nobody else got a hit in on you after we landed on the boat.
Oh, this would be such a. I can't say that word, but it would be such a jerk move to do this. There's no way to get around it. There's no way to get around it. Okay, so I can take anybody with me, right?
You could request they go with you.
Yeah, I request anyone to go with me, right?
Sure.
Can I request Theobald to go with me?
Okay.
I mean, he kind of makes sense to help research things.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking. Because like, it's a bodyguard and a guy who can help with the research.
So basically, I guess I'm going to ask Thelona and Giselle to come with me, and ask Garroth to guard the ship. Unless he's going with Felena.
Okay, so all of the girls are head to a bar except for one. and Elena is headed off to the library with Theobald. Yeah, the Geralt is just kind of like, and just kind of looks at everybody leaving, looks back at the boat, and just kind of just like, I don't trust it alone.
I mean, we got a big crew, but it's like, it's nice to at least have one primary crew member present.
I just remembered something very important. I almost forgot. Before I go to the library and Gareth's not around, Elena's going to go to the shop and purchase a corset.
Okay.
You brought it up, Matt, remember? With,
Did I?
What's it? Sabotai?
Oh! I did joke that, didn't I? Oh, jeez. It looks fetching on the ladies, especially these days. Back in them olden days. I assume that's gonna probably fall under normal clothing, though. Because I don't think there's anything else special for it. It would just be your... Yeah, I wouldn't even think there... Oh... Actually, that depends. I guess you could always get a fancier one. That would cost a little bit more, but... That's up to you. Yellow?
You guys still there?
Oh.
Yeah, Matt.
I think he's looking.
Oh, there we go.
I think he's looking up for the. Oh, did he cut out?
Yeah,
I thought he was just. I thought he was just looking up the price of a corset.
No, I was pulling up my book, and then everything went quiet except for the actual music, so Discord was acting up. Anyways, as I was saying, I would follow that up with normal clothes, but I suppose you could also always spend extra for a fancier version.
Poor Gareth. Why does she have to get things so complicated? Anyways, yeah.
Not so much that it's complicated, just that it'll look nicer.
Then I'll probably go for a fancier one. How much?
Fine clothes, 15 gold.
15 gold? Okay. Hit. Done. Hey. Oh, come on.
You got it? Testing. Oh, for crying out loud.
like TV.
Are you going to load Discord sometime today, computer? This is just going lovely. Are you flippin' serious? You need to do this now? Sorry, everybody, but yikes. Seriously, this stupid program literally has crashed so it can update. Someone at Discord needs to be strung up by their toes. It doesn't help that the installation is bugging out my computer. I swear to God, Discord, I'm about ready to just pitch the whole thing today. I was ready to roll, and then you just had to suddenly do this.
Hello.
Hi. Discord decided to crash, start up, and then install updates.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who manages how this thing updates needs to be strung up by their toes.
Yeah, I've noticed that it'll tell you that an update is ready in the upper right corner, and then if you go too long without actually clicking it, it'll eventually just force the update through without asking you.
In
So
the
whenever I
least
see
likable way possible.
Whenever I see that green arrow lit up, I always click on it to avoid.
I
having
never
an issue
freaking
later.
noticed it. I've maybe noticed it like 2 or 3 times the entire time they've done it that way. In either case, they need to knock it off. Anywho, we're finally back on, it seems. So,
Are you still streaming? Because
yes, we were streaming the entire time as I'm cussing out Discord for being a piece of work.
okay. I was just because the now it's actually showing you as streaming. The actual Discord thing was showing you as just being online, not in streaming mode thing.
That's because it takes a moment, because it's stupid. No, I've already checked the video producer thing. It's still broadcasting, so it never stopped.
Okay.
It's literally just Discord being a piece of work tonight. Anyway, we were trying to get a simple thing done, and of course Discord had to interrupt every 5 seconds of it.
Yeah, we were trying. Velena's trying to buy a corset, and then we just keep getting interrupted.
So fucking buying fine version of it, so it's fucking 15 fucking gold if the fucking Discord will fucking leave me the fuck alone. Hi kids, today's word is fuck. Use this every word in the sentence.
Stop it, Matt. You're aggroing the ghost.
You have to start putting at the beginning of your videos. This video is COPPA compliant by not being for children, because fuck you, children. Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck the fucking fuckers.
And your mom's a whore.
So it's 15 gold, Zara.
Yes,
Yeah,
15
I
gold
already
for
spent it.
the nice corset.
Yeah, I already spent it.
Alright.
Probably like too irritated now to roleplay that because we keep getting interrupted.
Well, it was barely getting roleplayed anyways, but it's just like, can you just not for 5 seconds, Discord? Goddamn. Can we find something better than Discord? Maybe we could go back to Skype. Kill me.
Skype is way worse.
Right, so that's done. And then you wanted to go to the library. Hello?
Yes.
Don't go
I'm
quiet
gonna
on
go
me
to
right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the library with Theobald to help do research for finding a path out in the sea.
Alright. So, was sea research. So that'll be basically I guess that'll be, oh, Frau, I can't remember the names of things right now. Now I'm annoyed at everything. The fuck is it fucking called? Is it just search? No. Investigate.
All right, investigation.
Investimification.
Oh wow.
Okay. And investigation, a +0. That's Theobald's run. Theobald is just going cross-eyed trying to go through some of these books. He's just like, ugh.
Jesus, Thellona's better than an investigation than not by much, but yes.
He is a
Well,
cleric. He is not a rogue.
He'd probably do better if he was trying to do something related to religion.
Yeah, basically, he's just pretty much going cross-eyed, just trying to read some of this stuff. Some of this is some really thick, hard-to-read stuff every once in a while, too, which doesn't help. And then there's some of it in foreign languages that half of you wouldn't know, so it's just like, and move on to the next. Valena?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, trying to think. You do find a book that supports 2 options, and this is a relatively recent one. One of the things that the book hints at be highly noting that it is a rumor is that there is supposedly a wizard that lives downstream from the Sea of Valiant Sea, and he apparently has a tower and is known to help people out of the Valiant Sea via his river and inside of his tower, perched up over the river, almost like a bridge at some points, but it goes up into this giant tower. Apparently he's known to help people along to the other side and get out of the Valiant Sea as long as they do something for him, is supposedly the rumor. The book then goes to say, but the most solid way that they've heard from multiple people that have dared it is that there is a river, a single river from the Valiant Sea out to the trying to think, I'm trying to get to my locations correct. Also, I think I need to move the map a bit. Stop. Okay, you know what? Zooming out. I don't know what it is about my mouse. It's been multi-clicking, doing weird stuff on here too lately. There has been supposedly a river that does bring you out of there, but they will land you somewhere around the Kush or Stygia area. While it is not the worst place, it's not exactly the best either.
Alright.
But yeah, it barely just glances away from going into the Black Kingdoms, but then continues westward.
Alright, so there's a river and the wizard option.
Yes.
They copy the notes, write some notes down, copy the information, and head to to back to the ship with the nodes and wait for Azina to return.
All right, so you're going to head back towards the ship then with Theobald,
Quickly to
who's
her
just
cabin.
kind of rubbing the back of his head, just going, "Oh."
And
About had an
Putting-
aneurysm.
and trying to put on the corset while Gareth was looking.
So while you're heading back to the ship, we're going to immediately cut back to the trio. So Azina, Giselle, and Kelowna, blah, are all headed into one of the local taverns.
So yeah, when we arrive at the tavern, I tell Giselle to keep an eye out and see if anyone in the tavern is shows any interest in the conversation we're about to have.
She looks slightly confused, but shrugs and goes, "Okay."
I walk up to the bartender.
All right.
I take out a gold coin, show it to him, and slam it on the counter. And I say, "I want some information."
The bartender sees the gold coin. Gold is not necessarily a hard-found commodity in these parts, but it's not every day someone is wielding it around and then just asks for info. The big, heavy-set man, no hair, was basically cleaning a glass really quick. Actually, not cleaning a glass, cleaning a mug. Looks down at the coin, then looks back up to you. Aye, looking for info, aye. What you be looking for then? Continues scrubbing.
Have you heard any rumors about a rather cutthroat group of pirates arriving in the south recently that like to push their weight around?
Actually, yeah. You mentioned cutthroats, so in the south end of the Valley at Sea. He looks from quizzical to, Missy, I don't know where you've been in this sea, but there's been cutthroats here a while. Admittedly, the Red Brotherhood in the Valiant has been a little quiet of late, but they are unmistakably around. If you go a bit north, I've been hearing lately.
The ones I'm talking about like to try and push around the other cutthroats as well.
Oh, pirate, eh? I've been hearing little whispers of groups moving in from down south. I'm not sure where they're coming from. Supposedly there might be some group that might have found a way in, or it's just people trying to migrate in from the outer sea. It's hard to say for sure. Some of them just keep to themselves for the most part.
Is there anyone in the town that you know has been talking about it, these pirates?
People have been more concerned about trying to get the trade routes back up and running. Supposedly there's whispers that the trade routes have started to clear up again for the time being. Maybe the locals have gotten fat enough off the ill-gotten gains for a bit. Although I've heard there's some scuffles up north.
I just kind of smile in response to that one.
He raises an eyebrow. Oh, you ain't saying, are you?
Well, there's been more than a couple pirate ships that got sank thanks to me.
I like the cut of your jib. Just between you and me, brings up a couple of mugs on the house for that. If it's you that's been causing all the trouble up north, he starts pouring some quick ales. I wouldn't have got the latest shipment. So I'll drink to that too myself, and pulls out a fourth one for himself and takes a chug.
I go, well, I start drinking the, what is it, an ale you gave us?
Yep, it's a local ale from a little bit further up north. Apparently someone else went from Shapur all the way down here and back again, possibly in the time that you've been busy. It's a decent ale, not too overly strong, not overly bad either. It's not exactly rum, but it's enough to do what it needs to do. And it's not entirely piss to drink.
So I start drinking it, and I thank him for his time.
No problem whatsoever. Tiz slowly takes the coin off the table.
Now my thought process with what I told Giselle was because we're in a tavern, and that seems like a place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got that general idea, although Giselle might not have thought of that right away. She's not a normal busy about the tavern with a bunch of drunken sailors type.
Right. But I was thinking maybe might lure out somebody that doesn't like us asking information.
Mind you, while this has been going on, I have just been leaning against the bar, my arms folded, just looking at the rest of the bar.
Just kind of trying to just visibly one side to the other, back and forth.
So should Thelona roll perception then?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception.
I like to picture one of the people in the tavern is just going, "Don't move. Your vision is based on movement."
there's probably a wormy guy with a couple other guys in the corner.
Oh, that's not a good roll.
Oh no.
There's people around. People are unusual. Especially drunk sea people.
Well,
I was basically attempting to look intimidating while doing this, so.
Yeah.
I'm also figuring the fact that I mentioned knocking off some pirates, if there's anyone like that around here that might get their attention to whether we notice them or not.
Mm-hmm. So I take it you finish your drinks and then head out?
Yeah. I mean, Thelona at least got a drink out of it that she didn't have to pay for.
So I'm going to say, you're all heading out. And we're going to have Giselle double check something really quick. Actually, would that be a perception? I guess that would be a perception to notice if people are doing stuff, correct?
Yeah, I don't see what else it could be.
The other thing would be investigating for people that are looking a little too long or whatever, but the perception is probably the best bet. So what you're looking for. Holy...
A natural 20.
Alright. You're heading out of the tavern, and Giselle is in between the two of you, and very nonchalantly, she tugs on your sleeve as you're leaving, Azina. Don't want to disturb you right away. There was a couple definitely looking at you intensely. I just had a half look behind us, and I think I saw the man of the two of them following us. As you're like about half a block away from the bar at this point.
Okay. Does Thelona hear this, or just me because she's kind of whispering it to me?
She might have been loud enough. Give me a perception check, Thelona, and you don't have to roll high for this. She's doing it like low enough that at least the two of you can hear it. Okay. Yeah, Thelona heard this too.
All right. Looking around, do I see a side alley or something?
That's what I was thinking.
Actually, I do have a map of this part of the town sort of ready, so let me see here. Side alley.
Some place that would be great for us to be ambushed in.
Or do the ambushing?
Well, they don't know that.
You know what? I'm gonna say that's the tavern down right here. So I'm gonna say that yeah, there's a couple little side alleys.
Just let's lead the
There's
group
a
down.
few side streets, but there's also a couple small side alleys if you go in the right direction.
Whichever one looks to be the most dangerous.
I kind of like whisper to Thelona, let's go. Yeah, let's go down one of the alleys and then stop and pretend we're having an argument.
Matter of fact, actually, yeah, this one looks like the best spot. There's actually a spot in between a blacksmith, a merchant, and I'm trying to figure out what the third one is. One seems to be a general goods merchant, and the other one seems to be more of a like clothing merchant. Might have been where that corset came from. And it's basically a big back alley between all three of those buildings. Easy spot to see, an easy spot to get away from most prying eyes. So at least
Are we supposed to be seeing this map?
I'm not showing the map just yet. I'm just saying that's one of the big spots you can see that you can duck into.
So yeah, duck a little ways down this alley, and then I'll just kind of like look at Thelona and be like, for the last time, I told you, rum is far better than mead.
In fighting words.
Oh, now you're gonna done it. You're gonna get us all massacred.
Rum is fruit juice. It has nothing on a good honeyed mead.
I take it you're doing this and waiting for the people to possibly follow you in.
Yeah, we're basically just having a fake argument about alcohol.
After a few moments of talking about this alcohol, and it only takes a few moments, you eventually do see two silhouetted forms slowly start to approach the alleyway that you came in through. They kind of hear the conversation from a few feet away and stop right in the alley, at the entrance of the alleyway, and kind of look at you for a moment. One of them is a man. He is dressed in chainmail, has a scar over one cheek, and is kind of tilting his head to the side. The woman next to him has a bow and arrow and seems inquisitive, but is remaining silent as well at the moment.
Then we obviously noticed them because we were kind of waiting for them to come.
Mind you, it's for me. I'm not trying to act like I noticed them.
Well.
I'm gonna.
Are you gonna start, or are they gonna have to start?
I was gonna turn to them and go, maybe you could solve this argument for us. Settle this argument for us.
All right, so you're going to go with that, and the woman now also tilts her head to the side of a slight confusion. The man then finally decides to pipe up. Well, my dear. I never forget a face. I definitely don't forget a face. The woman then pipes up after him. That's very true, sweetie. You never forget a face. Yes, but that one there, and he just literally points at Ozina. That one there seems very familiar to me. It does, doesn't it? I don't forget faces very well either. She kind of leans her head to one side and to the others. They're both kind of staring at you now.
Okay, this is probably gonna piss them off, but I'm going to do a fake gasp and go, "Oh no, are you a former lover?" And I failed miserably at that.
Oh yeah, that's that.
Both of them just get sour looks, look at each other, shake their heads, and look back at you.
So rather than coming off as serious, it probably came off as sarcastic because I failed that horribly.
Oh, I will piss them off worse.
I was gonna say that you probably should have said, "Oh gosh, for your former lover, you probably weren't that memorable." Now I think about it.
With the former lover, I will look at Abzina and go, really? I didn't know you suffered from poor taste.
Ooh, with that it goes into a deep. It goes from a "what the hell are you doing" to a deep scowl. You know, my dear, I think they also lack in manners as well as being too familiar to me. Too bad I wasn't aware they would be such snarky pieces of work. But I suppose it can't be helped when you're hunted across the entire western coast.
Oh, that's interesting. So that's why you were following us.
And you know, I will clasp Abzina on the shoulders like, I didn't know you were famous.
You said what?
I didn't know you were famous.
Oh yes, your captain here is quite well known. There's a particularly new group of pirates out on the west coast that are very highly annoyed that a few people managed to slip away. She's the only one that's managed to slip away for more than a week. Of course, us being very friendly people of the Valley at Sea, we always keep our ears to the ground. And you're noticing about pirates coming in from the outer sea too. Very interesting. It's almost like you've noticed something. The man slowly starts to stroke his beard a little bit.
Keeping your ears to the ground must be very painful.
Oh, what did we? What I'm drawing a blank on what I called this pirate group. What was this? Oh, the Raiders of the Eclipse. I go, oh, are you telling me that the Raiders of the Eclipse purchased you?
No, they didn't purchase us. They put out a bounty with your face on it. Apparently, a couple of their members have very good memories for faces too.
Well, at least they'll remember who I am when I kill them then.
That actually gets a half smile out of the guy now. That's something interesting. Lots of people talking about fighting off the eclipse, but so far no one's been very successful of late. There's always the Red Brotherhood, and there's always enough of them that they'll always be a pain for anybody, but you've been making a name for yourself out here too, haven't you? Rumors of a strange woman who's still familiar with the sea, who's just taken them out to pirate hunting. And a mishmash crew of previous pirates, no less, too.
And if we really want to talk about who's to blame, it's not my fault that morons keep attacking me in smaller boats.
That's just some of the local riffraff that you've been cleaning up. They've been pushed out of the southern sea part of the Valley at Sea for, a better part of a month now. Of course, the Red Brotherhood doesn't like that, and they'll be fighting their way back eventually, but that's what helps thin the herd. However, piracy is not our mainstay.
If that's what passes for pirates around here, they should really consider a career change.
I guess you've just been lucky, I suppose. Then again, kind of slowly leans his head to one side, and you can just see through one of the other side entrances to the alleyway where your ship is. Actually, not too far out of sight. The sail's still closed up and still docked. And again, if you have a big enough a boat, I suppose you can fight anybody, can't you? Until something bigger comes along.
Then we'll just take that one.
So
seriously, they should consider a career change. I hear there's an opening for bandits in Hyperborea.
Bandits or slavers? I actually said that.
The couple continue to listen to your banter about what you supposedly have done with slight bemusement at the very least. They're obviously taking mental notes on all this because they're like, huh, that's a little interesting.
Kind of look at, but then I look at them. I go, so let's get to the bottom of this. Then the question is, are you dumb enough to try and claim the bounty?
The man shrugs a little bit. I'm a bit crazy. I'm willing to go for the bounty. How about you, my dear? The woman kind of looks back to him. Oh, sweetie, any time that you're ready for some gold. I guess we're going to have to try and claim that then, as he kind of looks back to the three of you.
Really? Then I have another question for you. Where do you want your bodies to be sent to?
The man smiles. I've always thought it'd be nice to have a funeral by the sea. He quickly draws out his sword, and I assume we're about to start combat.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to have a 3-on-2 though, unless they have somebody else that we haven't noticed.
Bring
actually,
it.
I have a few things I need to do really quickly. I need to set up some tokens. I actually didn't pull up tokens for these guys, even though I planned for them.
That was actually some fun banter.
I like to picture during this whole conversation, Blaine is struggling to put on a corset.
Elena, quick! Get over here to seduce the enemy!
No, yeah, I'm going to use generic thing there, and
Okay, while you're setting that up, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick.
yeah, go ahead and do that quick. It's going to be a few moments yet.
Why I actually brought the Lona with me though, because I thought something like this might actually happen.
All right, and then I got to set up their necessary on-screen stats really quick too. Yeah, that was that way. And also I need to go back out here and collect all your tokens. Last time we had an impromptu fight. Oh wow, I hadn't even cleaned up the fight yet. Copy. So let me zoom in. It's gonna be you, you, and you. Stop doing that. I'll say he's over there. I'm gonna say if they hear anything. Over there. And in the time being, how do I turn on fog? Oh, there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... No, that's not what I'm doing at all. Oh, wait. How do I reveal fog?
Um,
Oh, it's that
you
weird
mean
thing that's... It's that weird thing that's collapsed again, isn't it? That's
should
a
be like
moment.
an eyeball thing. Are you
Yeah,
creating
the
pic
thing is that
reveal
sometimes
areas?
the eyeball thing likes to collapse and not stay put. It does that a lot, and it's really, really bothersome.
I think it can be an issue if you didn't have fog enabled when you created the page.
Yeah, refreshed. We'll see in a moment here. No, it's still not showing up properly. Oh, that's not helping. Not helping. Not helping.
Hello?
Hello.
Did you drop out, Zerft?
He's not responding.
Oh, hey, man.
Hi. Are you there again now? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm here.
I mean, he's not in the fight anyhow, but yeah, it's nice to know that he's actually connected and not having issues.
I wish I wasn't having issues. You know what? Let's see if I can just find something to block stuff off with. Because I'm sick and tired of relying on things that don't work.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Let's see here. You know what? Just might go with something like these. You know what? Yeah, fine. Hell fit. 1, 2, 3. If you can't be bothered to actually enable it properly, then why have a setting at all?
Wait a minute. Did they? Matt, see if they added it into the freaking ruler thing, because I'm noticing something in there I didn't notice before on the player side.
Yeah, there's a show others thing there, or hide from others, which I think is just for your ruler not to be seen or shown to other people.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, I'm back.
Hi.
He's having
Fog of
issues
Wars.
setting up the Fog of War.
Fog of War is being a pain in the ass. I'm just doing my own thing to make up for it. It's not going to be
Yeah,
pretty, but
Bob-
it's going to be effective.
Bob was having issues with the fog of war the other day.
Yeah, it just seems to randomly refuse to work properly, so I'm doing my own workaround. It's not the intended way, but you know what? Whatever works, works. Yoink. And actually, I should double check what level is this on. Okay, this is objects and tokens, and I'll check that you guys are on objects and tokens. Yep, okay. That's fine. That's okay. I have my own cure for it. There you go. Something like cowbell.
I would
Yo.
laugh. Go ahead.
The only way to defeat the bounty hunters is with more cowbell.
I was about to say I would laugh so hard during the whole fight. There's this guy on the side just playing a cowbell. It's like Will Ferrell just playing the cowbell.
Dunk, 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 dunk.
Yeah,
Oh
just-
man,
Stop it.
you should have saw the Orc Bard in the Planescape campaign. He was literally banging a cowbell on a gong.
Didn't he have to upgrade to that because one of his previous instruments broke?
Yeah, I think because you guys, he actually was hired on like the same mercenary trip as some of you other guys in this. I think his gong got broken. That campaign was like the most.
He got demoted to cowbell, but that ain't stopping his raging spirit.
That campaign was full of the most random shit I ever came up with.
Well, that's Planescape. If it ain't random, I'd say you're doing it wrong. Is everybody back yet?
Yeah, I think Randy got back like a minute ago.
Okay, I was double checking. So then, I do believe it's time for everybody to roll initiative. That's in part of this right now.
Oh, we can do that even before we're switched over. Yeah, I guess.
Oh
technically
wait,
we can do that.
I was gonna try to keep quiet about this, but I had a silly picture in my head when you guys go in the alley. It's all West Side Story where you're just snapping your fingers.
Oops. Because you transitioned, I unclicked my token.
Actually, that's right. I need to get their info yet.
Oh my god, we rolled the same fucking thing.
Wah wah. Which one of you just got higher decks?
I think me, but I'm not sure because I got a +2. What does Kelowna have? Randy?
Is he actually back?
He just rolled for initiative. He has to be.
Is Mike on or? Oh,
Now he's having issues. Great.
The issue spreads like a plague.
Okay, testing.
Hello.
Can you-
Now we can hear you.
Yeah, every now and then, Discord will just completely lose my microphone for whatever reason. And Kelowna has a +4 to her dex, so.
Holy fuck! Yeah, you're way more dexterous than me.
Well, that's basically because I went with a no armor build. So trust me, I wanted that dex.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. If you're going to stick to the no armor for a barbarian, you need to have some high decks. Otherwise, you're going to have to eventually give in.
Well, at least just Cell rolled well.
+4.
So wait, we can't even see the people that we already know that are there.
They're right here
Right.
and
Yeah.
right there.
Oh,
Like I said, I didn't have time to actually
prop.
prep proper tokens for them. I just grabbed some character things I could find and dragged them in. Alright, so you get get 19, and you
That's fine.
Wait.
I'll let them go first. It will be the last things they do.
Giselle gets to be the first one to shoot. Alright. So yeah, speaking of which, since there's no other way to break this, I guess, so it's time to just get right into the combat. So Giselle's going to quickly grab up her bow and take a shot. Oh, that's right. I have to put in their HP and their AC yet. Yeah, you're the +2. You're right. Don't want to give away that info right away. You gotta work for that. And they are.
And this music is giving me like old school D&D game, computer game flashbacks. I don't know what it's from, but it reminds me of some of the music they have in like Eye of the Beholder.
It's from a game called Deathbringer. It's for the Commodore 64.
That would explain it.
It's my remix of it. Just happened to find it. It's like, I love Commodore 64 music. It remixes so well. Anyway, 11 to hit. She tries aiming for the guy who's this one over here. Quickly raises his blade, smacks it away. And she's just like, ah, shit.
Yeah, I figured that wasn't going to hit somebody wearing chainmail.
Alright, the guy goes in first. He's the 19. That's a good question. You know what? I think he's going to agree that the barbarian's probably a problem first of all. What is his stuff look like here? Really quick?
Considering she's the one that most looks like she could eat him for lunch.
I'm also going to pull up my own personal dice roller. I'm not seeing the usual one. No, let's go with this one. This says the D&D dice roller. Yeah, D20. And he gets a... Okay. He's gonna swing twice. That's a... Ugh, the second one is probably gonna definitely miss. That was a... 11.
That will not hit, no.
And the second one, I think, was a 17.
Will not hit either.
Wow. Ping, ping!
You forgot how high Thellona's armor class
Yeah, I forget
is.
how high her armor is, and he swings twice, and it's like he gets blocked both times, and he kind of pulls back with the sword afterwards. He's like, okay.
It's made even more sick when you gave me bracers.
The moment the guy is stunned for but just a brief moment, but then he just kind of smiles. He's like, all right. The woman behind him preps a bow very quickly and also takes a shot. Double check.
Almost wish I had that monk feat that allows
Oh
you to
wait,
shoot arrows out of the air.
actually, he gets 2 more swings.
He gets 4 swings.
Yeah.
Holy shit, what level is he?
He's
Okay,
dual
these
wielding.
hit. That's a 21 and a 24.
Yes, those will both hit. Mind you, that 21 just barely hits.
And the 24 actually is a crit.
What's that?
And the 24 is a crit.
Yeah.
Oh, natural 20.
Yep, it got a natural 20, so he's going to be doubling the damage on that one. But the 21 also hit?
Yes.
Okay, damage. You'll be happy to know he's just using a short sword.
I take it he's dual wielding.
Yes.
I thought dual wielding only gave you +1 attacks, but
Nope, don't check. That was a D6? Yeah. Um, 9 and a 5. Actually, the second one would have been the crit, so the 5 gets doubled to a 10, so a 9 and a 10.
Well, you're not supposed to just double it. You're supposed to roll 2 dice.
Oh, okay.
And
Well,
is that including his strength bonuses, or is that just what you rolled? Oh, wait,
that's of his bonuses.
Yeah, that's right. You wouldn't get a Yeah, because the thing is, you roll 2 dice and you add the bonus.
you don't get the
They add the bonus to 1, so so it's a 9, a 5, and an additional 6. He rolled maximum on that second one.
So that's so 9 and 5, and that's 20. 20 exactly.
By the way, I'm correct. Dual wielding does not give you, even if you have 2 attacks and you're dual wielding, then you have 3 attacks, not 4.
According to this character sheet, he has 4.
You know what? The thing is, he's not a character. He's not a player character. So
Yeah, he's not a player character. He's technically an NPC, so there's some slightly different
Jesus.
rules there. I want to make sure you have some nice, tough mercenaries.
It makes up for the fact that they don't have all the special abilities that an actual character class would.
Yes, they do not have all those special abilities. They have a few, but definitely not as many as you guys got to pick from. Matter of fact, the few that they have, now that I'm looking at them, suck.
I'm guessing they're not very combat oriented.
The woman is definitely not got combat oriented stuff. What has this guy got? Tool proficiency. Oh joy! Thanks, random NPC maker. So useful. Oh well, they have multi-hit. That's what they got. And the woman also has seen where this is going, and then decides to help with the barbarian too, and also has multiple shots.
Oh boy.
Okay, so don't check. Roll d20 and it's a plus.
I'm sorry, Azina. I was going to play nice with these two, but all bets are off now.
Because they're double teaming you.
Because they've got so many attacks. I'm just going to have to blend them.
Oh, wrong button. I need a d20. Okay. So 20 is what hits you?
No, 21.
21 hits you?
Mhm.
So yeah, with just one hit. she lays down a couple shots and just only one of them finally hits you. And it's a 22 to hit.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just barely over your AC. Damage, she is using a longbow.
At point blank range? Jesus.
She's a couple feet back.
Technically doesn't suffer a penalty if she's not standing right next to you.
Mm-hmm. So that plus... Oh, wow! Okay, game. I see where you're going. Roll maximum for the damage, why don't you? Yikes. Literally rolled a 8 and a 7. It's a 2d8 hit.
2d8 with a longbow?
According to this thing, let me double check. Yeah. Why is it doing 2d8? Let me double check.
That's what I want to know. Yeah.
I'm kind of curious about the freaking NPC maker that you're using. This
Oh,
is for,
yeah.
Are you maybe using something that's not actually for 5th edition?
It says it's for 5th edition.
Longbow's a D8 plus your dex.
Yeah, I don't know where it's getting these numbers for how much the damage the weapons can do.
Well, like you said before, it's a special NPC, so
That
These are
doesn't
tweaked up
change weapon
NPCs,
damage.
but yeah, that's 1d8. So never mind that. This is why I have gear bookmarked. Yeah, the first roll was an 8 though, so it's an 8 plus, so that would be 12.
oh jeez.
Yeah, that's... You know, I wanted to use my sword in this fight, but I'm thinking I have to actually take this seriously.
Oh no, Felona lost. Oh wow, 30 health. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's why I'm not-
they immediately looked at the barbarian and went, "That one's trouble. Get her."
That's why I'm not gonna fuck around either.
Yep,
So
Azina.
I'm casting heat metal on one of his swords.
Why is Azina before me?
Uh,
Late it.
I have the higher dex mod.
oh wait, that's right. Actually, never mind. I'm gonna manually yank you down.
Well, now you put me below Giselle.
That's because it freaked out. There. Felona, actually,
Alright.
you get to go first.
Alright, I am raging,
Raging.
and I am going into a frenzied rage. I am moving here,
Okay.
and I am
Oh.
attacking that fucking archer 3 attacks non-stop.
Wow.
The,
You're just
the
like,
lady
yeah,
with the
fuck
bow
you.
is suddenly like deer in the headlights for just a brief second as you come racing at her.
And I'm smiling the entire time.
You made me bleed my own blood.
I'm gonna
Wait,
stick you.
Oh,
Holy
that's just the first hit.
Negative 14. Okay.
shortest fight ever.
15 just hits. You just hit her armor class.
Wow.
Negative 17. Okay. And 8.
That's ironic.
All these nice high rolls and an 8.
Yeah, you had to roll something bad at some point with that many attacks.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that all 3 of them hit is a miracle. in itself.
She takes all these blows, kind of shakes her head a little bit, and kind of looks back at you. I see. Guess I'm not using the bow today. Now it's Azina's turn.
I'm casting heat metal on one of the guy's swords.
Okay. I believe his immediate reaction has to be to drop it or take damage.
He has to, he takes damage no matter what, but he has to roll to see if he drops it.
Okay.
If he fails,
Constitution
the
14.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1d20 and what's your con bonus? Not hers, yours. Oh, okay. 20. 1 down. 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, he drops the weapon.
Ah! Oh, we're all full of tricks today, huh? Alright, before Giselle starts to begin the next round, Valena, roll a perception.
Perception? Okay. Come on, sheet. Load. Okay, there it is. Perception. Ooh, +1.
Somebody
Yeah,
else
Blaine.
rolled a better perception check than Valena.
Is struggling to get the corset on. She's just rolling on the ground at this point, just going, come on, just tie in. Just tie in.
I'm going to break your plan for you, by the way. You were planning to head back to ship to put it on right away. as you're getting there, Theobald suddenly stops and grabs your shoulder and goes, "Wait, do you hear that?" And you're hearing fighting in a back alley, and he immediately goes, "Oh, if that ain't Dark Group in trouble, I don't know what is," and quickly motions you to follow him.
Lena hears.
Actually, as you're starting to head that way, you probably hear a barbarian yell and immediately go, "Oh, yep."
No, what she says is, she hears Ozina. Oh no, Ozina's in trouble. And she hears Giselle. Giselle's in trouble. And she hears a laughing maniacally barbarian. She goes, "Flona's fine."
And yes, so Theobald heard it well enough to alert you, and only a few yards away, Geralt is also hearing combat and immediately goes, "That don't sound right," and starts to take off too. So roll for your initiative, Valina.
If they're gonna fight all 6 of us, these guys must be really strong, or just unlucky.
Wow. Valina?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find a token so I can click on initiative.
Oh, over here.
What?
Bloop boop.
To the right of where the actual fight is.
Oh, okay. Oh, still on that. There we go. Come on. Freaking character sheet takes forever to load.
There should be just a button, but okay. How did you manage that? Reroll that right now. What on earth?
Oh, she must be in the corset.
Well, no, because she's got a -1. That's how she got a 0.
Jeez. Never mind.
You know, I'll reroll.
Dex is her lowest stat.
She's still like at the end of the line, so it doesn't really change. Alright, descending. Okay, actually, Theobald or Giselle? I assume Giselle probably has a better dex.
Yeah, but Geralt actually has a higher number.
Geralt has a higher number, but Theobald might not be actually before Giselle. Giselle has a +4. Theobald, I assume, only has a +2. Not even a +1. He just happened to look out really high. Right. There. Everyone's in proper order now. So, Geralt gets to go first. His first turn, 5, 10, 15...
Actually, when you did that, it put me in front of Thelona again when you re-descending ordered it.
30.
Why does that do that?
Probably because
the descending order. It doesn't count dex.
No.
It just
you know
goes
what
with whoever
you know
rolled
what
it
it
first,
is?
probably.
I guarantee you I know what it is. It's going by alphabetical order.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really dumb. That's stupid, Roll20.
Anyway, there we go.
Well, they probably see Geralt.
Well, they hear the thumping of Geralt as he's closing in on the alley, and the guy's kind of looking over that direction, like, what on earth? As this big lumbering figure in shadows coming.
I'm guessing he dashed if he got that far.
Yes, he dashed, so that was his entire turn. He just spent it all on running.
That's the thing. Thelona's big, Thelona's muscular, but Thelona moves really, really quietly.
All right.
Just like a Wookiee.
That's an in joke. Giselle, as the Wookiee, pretends to be a tree. And it works. Giselle's just kind of going, oh shoot, and takes another shot. I'm starting to think that she might go to rapiers, but is deciding against it yet. Oh, yes, she finally gets a hit in. So she hits the guy, because she still can at the moment, and 9. Yeah.
Well, he's probably looking at his sword that he just dropped, and also, nothing for you, sir.
Okay. I see where this side's definitely going. This is gonna be dirty.
About to get real dirty.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I think that's about as far as he can go unless he runs, and he'll still be unable to do anything when he gets there, so he might as well just wait till next turn and he can come in guns blazing. Alright. So it's back to the guy. He's been slightly disarmed, looks at the other two with annoyance, but is still of the opinion that the barbarian needs to be taken down before they can reach the others.
So he's only gonna have 2 attacks now.
So he's gonna have to go down to 2 attacks right now because he is without one of his weapons.
He's got to waste his turn picking it up otherwise.
And that was a round of whiff. He's just 2 strikes at Thelona, and he's just like, dang it! And everything just seems to bounce away.
Thelona just dodges. It probably does one of those things where she just kind of almost seems to go horizontal over the blade, with the blade just swinging over her. She limbos it.
She limbos like one that swings, and the other one just kind of ricochets off of her sword at one point as she's getting ready to swing again.
I'm just picturing Thelona doing slow motion capture.
Yeah, she's matrixing the blades.
All right, the woman that had the big obvious bows is dropping them, and she's also picking out 2 short swords and starting to go at it.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, you're getting 4 attacks as well.
Yup, this means she's upgrading to 4 as well.
Except, is she a fighter class?
What do you mean? She is technically a fighting type class, yes.
Okay.
But not a fighter per se, but she is a fighting style class, yes.
I'm just trying to remember where switching weapons comes in. Yes, I'm rules lawyering this because I want to live.
I think you're gonna live no matter what, because I don't think they're gonna be able to take all 6
Ping,
of us.
that's a 17. Ping, that's 16. Oh, 21.
Nope, you can't do that. You can stow one weapon as a free action. It takes a different free action to draw a new one.
Well, then the last 2 rolls didn't count. So, she takes 2 swings at you, once again, just tink tink. This is becoming a nuisance, dear. I know.
You were warned.
Alright, that means that the turn now goes to Thelona.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to press my attack.
$12, 9, and just barely gets that extra 12.
I love that you rolled a 1 and a whatever the max
A
is.
1 and a 6, yeah.
A 1 and a 6.
Oh, jeez.
A round of 3 splashes, and she actually kind of staggers slightly for just a moment. It's like, oh, okay, I'm taking a beating. Azina.
Time for Hubby to join you. Double attack.
Double attack. The first one hits. Second one ricochets off his chainmail. The first one you manage to stick him in the arm, and he's just like, ah. Just unfortunately, it's his unarmed arm at the moment, so it's not counting against him. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong one.
You're lower the wrong person's health.
I was thinking that looked awfully low. Don't know why I clicked on that one. That's the one I clicked on there. Elena, your turn, as you're watching Theobald quickly run off to this back alley.
Okay. If you can have it.
10, 15, 20.
Oh, yeah, I can make it quick there. Oh,
Yeah, you can easily make it so you can see them both.
Not only that, you don't even have to be all the way up to cast a spell.
No. but
She
I
just
saw-
needs she needs to be around the corner though, so she can see at least one of them. Yeah, you can see the one from there. Now you can see both of them.
Uh, no,
Contact that one.
my brain had a huge fire. I was about to say, get your hands off my Wookiee. Also an in-joke.
Oh,
I
broke my Wookiee.
I'm going to cast Toll the Dead.
Told the dead. All right. What do they have to roll against?
Wisdom, I believe.
Wisdom 16. Oh boy.
You just gotta actually roll for the damage.
just
because it
that
wouldn't
one
let
there,
me edit
correct?
it.
Right, they're both injured, so it's a D12, I believe.
Yeah.
Um.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What level are you though?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm level...
So it's 2d12.
Oh. Ooh.
Had to guess 16. They rolled a 5 and
18
yeah,
damage.
that's nothing. They didn't get out of that. So 18 damage. All of a sudden, you see a flare of a spell, and you just see her go, ah! She halfway turns to look back and just barely makes out this figure in black robes, and she growls under her breath. We're getting surrounded!
And she just goes, Felona, you having fun? As a bonus action.
You know, you would think they might think twice before trying to attack a professional pit fighter.
Blood,
What a
death,
different
and
reaction.
vengeance! He just comes barreling into the alleyway.
What did her eyes say when Flona just dropped that she was a professional pit fighter?
What did the woman's reaction to that?
Yeah.
She kind of is a little nonchalant about that. She's well armed and she's in decent leather, so she's obviously been around. And she's despite how quickly you usually bloody things when you're trying to murder them hard, she's doing reasonably well to hold up against that at the moment. You realize how much damage you put on her, right?
Yes, I know.
Oh shoot!
And I'm
My mouse accidentally right-clicked and now I clicked on something, so I left the page for just a moment. Sorry about that. We are just every kind of technical issue tonight. Alright.
hey, your setup gave me an excuse to go to the bathroom, so that means I'm probably good until the end of this. It's a stupid medication.
Right. As I was trying to do before the computer completely AWOL'd on me and took me to another webpage. Right. He's gonna come in this. They're obviously nasty people. He's gonna come in this with the Atlantean axe just in case. Both hands. And he's also raging. So, a tick on the rage-o-meter.
I mean, I knew these guys had to be tough that they were willing to go into a 2-on-3 fight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, like I said,
Either that or
I
they
made
were
sure I was tweaking these to
underestimating
be a little bit above your guys' level. Because I knew they were there. If it was going to be at your level, they were just going to get sucker punched anyway. Yep, full on rage, and that means he gets 2 shots with advantage.
That first one kind of sucks.
The first one does suck and doesn't do anything. The next one does get the guy. Ah! There's another one!
Wait, does he?
Were you meaning to hit those with advantage?
Yes,
they were.
He's doing a reckless attack.
Ah, okay, yeah. I should do that.
Matt
Yep.
keeps forgetting that reckless attack and rage aren't the same thing.
I was aware that was reckless attack. I knew that he was doing advantage. When I first started doing the barbarian, I was not
I know
aware.
you didn't say reckless attack though. You just said full on rage.
Giselle. Well, there's no getting closer, so she's gonna take some more pot shots. And right now she doesn't have the rage to protect herself, so she's fine with hanging back and shooting.
And I didn't think to say this, but can you get sneak attack with the bow?
Oh yeah, now that the guy is surrounded, she can get sneak attack now, so she does get a bonus to that. As long as there's someone else fighting her target that's next to their base, she can get sneak attack in now.
Yeah.
She should have been getting sneak attack since I moved into base with both of them.
Yeah, but I'm
actually yes, I did miss out on last round, even though you weren't directly attacking him.
That was kind of why I did it, other than to basically be.
I'm looking past her like 5 times right now. Jesus.
But you don't want to go back and try to refigure out everything, and you want to keep the fight moving.
Not worried about that. So I just click on sneak attack, or do that sneak attack is just the extra damage.
That's if you hit, you click sneak attack to add extra damage.
So regular attack does hit 6 damage and additional 9. Wow, she is rolling sucky damage. It doesn't matter, she's getting enough of it though. So
the thing is, she rolled
15.
a 1 out of 3 different dice. That's the only reason it's got the red around it.
Yeah.
Theobald. 5, 10. Hello. Longsword. Basically, the female bounty hunter in the back immediately hears heavy metal clunking. Halfway turns around to see this gleaming, long-bearded man, and she's just like, "Oh no."
Little does she know, he doesn't have much HP.
That doesn't matter. He's got AC to make up for it, and plenty. The only person here that has more AC than him is the friggin' female barbarian. Actually, I think they're tied.
I thought he was at 20.
He is at 20.
Yeah, no, Bologna has slightly more. But that's because she's freaking made of. She was freaking made to be a barbarian tank.
Right. Going full with both hand longsword.
Ooh.
Do you do good?
Well, that's a hit.
Oh yeah. Ah! You know, this is starting to feel a little one-sided. You kind of look at the group of now 6. Shrugs and tries to keep fighting anyways.
Who's he trying to hit?
That's just it. He's not actually being directly threatened by the barbarian right now, even though she is a pest. But
I made him drop a weapon and I hit him, so he's probably got his sights on me.
Plus, you're the target.
Yeah, I'm the
that
bounty
is also
target.
true. It's just like, ah, fuck it, and just kind of comes after you now. So 2 attacks. What's your AC?
17.
I mean, to be honest,
18
man,
and a
I'm surprised,
22. So yeah, both hit.
I'm surprised they went for me in the first place, because if they had managed to kill Xena, they could run like hell.
They'd have to be able to prove it, though. They can't just kill their target and leave the corpse there. They had to be able to prove they succeeded.
Okay.
It's not like they could kill me and then grab my body and drag it off while you're right there.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to cut off your hand. Or your head.
Alright, hits you both times, and you are deducted 12 hit points.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the woman pulls out her other sword now, and now is able to finally do 4 swings at once.
Bring it.
One, 2, 3, 4. Wow, a lot of those just sucked. Your AC is 20?
21.
21. That last one hit 20, and the rest of them are way under, so yeah. Ping, 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 whoosh, whoosh. Ah!
My turn.
Yes, it is.
They hit you on the first turn and haven't hit you since.
Jeez.
Don't you do 3 attacks, or was that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just
Oh.
I didn't hear the bloop for the second one.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus!
Good gravy. Okay, that one was a crit. Negative 13. Negative 16. Negative
then
18,
22.
19, 20, 22. Negative 22. She's... but then just kind of grits her teeth like, "You're not dying that quickly!" and coming at you again. You've really pissed her off for constantly pounding on her like you have been. Hazina.
I was gonna do another double attack.
Oh, jeez.
Woo!
30... No, 29.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's not quite 30.
I can't let Thelona be the only one to smack the shit out of them with a big sword.
Slice, slice. He kind of grunts and kind of off sides a little bit, then kind of looks at your weapon for a brief second. It's like Atlantean, and just kind of grits his teeth again.
And I go, and big.
Oh, I don't know why that double clicked. Valenia, it's your turn.
All I know is going to do another Toll the Dead.
Ping.
They failed the saving throw.
That's
I think it's
16.
16.
Yeah, it's 16.
You keep saying they, but you only hit one person with it.
Oh, yeah. One.
And it's a Constitution.
I
I think it's wisdom. You should have just clicked it again.
Yeah, you really do need to bring that up so I know exactly what I'm rolling for here, because
wisdom, yeah. Wisdom.
Which one are you targeting?
16.
The woman.
The one that you've been wailing on.
16, I don't think she made it. That's an 8. And Constitution, yeah,
Wisdom.
no. Or Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Wisdom's even lower.
Alright,
die
roll
12.
damage.
Full damage. Hit her. 2 sixes, 12 damage. Poof. Ugh. Wait, what the hell? Whatever. All kinds of technical issues tonight. Anyway. So that was you. Geralt gets to go again. He's still swinging at the guy that he can reach right now with the axe out. Choppy. Choppy.
Those should both hit, I think.
2025, oh yeah. It's not hitting for a lot, but he is definitely hitting him constantly. 12, 14.
Dies from that, I'd be very, very shocked.
Considering the other person's taking a lot more damage and hasn't went down, I would be surprised if that dropped him.
He's getting whittled away slowly but surely.
Yeah, if that had dropped him, I would have been like, what the hell?
You'd be like, oh, so the woman's the stronger one.
Considering we've done like 100 points of damage to her.
Wow.
You're almost up to 200, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we ran into a really high-level pair of bounty hunters, basically, but we have them outnumbered.
Yeah, the fact that you are sheerly outnumbering them is the main reason you're surviving this fight as well as you are. If they maybe had a few more with them at the same level, you might not be taking this combat as lightly as you are right now.
I'm not even taking it lightly. I just can't cast Shatter because I'd kill my freaking teammates.
Yeah, I could take it. I don't know about anyone else.
Geralt could take it, but his damage output is his
Although I
number
guess
one
I
weakness
could-
at the moment.
I could have cast Greater Invisibility.
Aiming for that guy again. Yeetith. Nope.
Missed.
Now with a
Yeah, that's
13,
a
she
miss.
ain't hitting him.
Picturing that scene from Hot Shots Part 2 where Charlie Sheen keeps missing the guy with the bow and arrow.
Theobald gets a shot at the female bounty hunter.
He ain't gonna hit with that.
You know what you could do to make the character lists for the characters more manageable? Is you could make a folder to put all the non-normal party members into, so you could collapse that. So
I
it's
would
not,
have to look into that. I have no idea how to even start that. So anyway. That was Theobald. Okay. The guy is going up again. He's kind of just still kind of looking around like, what the hell do we just get involved in? And is still trying to go for Azina, because if nothing else, if you can take Azina down and run away with evidence, that would be enough to get paid at least.
How would he even get out of the alley, though? He's surrounded.
He has means. Don't question him. I take it 19's hit.
Yes.
Alright. So it's 1d6. Because it's a short sword. Yeah. So 17.
Ow.
Slice, slice.
I'm guessing he hit me twice.
Yep. Yeah, both his shots that you were 19s to hit.
Ooh.
His damage varied a bit there, but his precision to hit you was not. Meanwhile, the female bounty hunter, much to her chagrin, is kind of pinned between a cleric and a barbarian. She'd rather make sure the barbarian gets taken down at this point.
The rock and the hard place.
1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm pretty sure all those missed except for that one. Don't check in my math. Yeah, that's 21, so that just barely hit you.
Okay.
Yeah, she's using the swords right now, so that's another d6. 8 damage.
All right.
Flurry of blows, and finally one of them connects with you again. It's been a while. Xena.
Wouldn't it be me?
Oh wait, actually it is you. Never mind. I was just thinking it was already your turn because you got hit. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you
I was just trying to calculate that damage. I was trying to remember what my damage resistance is for being in rage.
Doesn't it make it half damage?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's just halved. All right. So
Yeah.
how much damage was that? 8?
Let me double check what the number was again. That was that, and then the bonus was... Yeah,
Yeah,
So
so I
it'd be
take
4.
4.
so you take a 4.
All right. I will kill her. I'm starting to sound like Fade Routha. It's like, come on.
I will kill you!
Yeah, exactly. Starting to sound like Sting.
Oof.
Ooh.
That's probably the worst round for you on your rolls.
Yeah, you actually missed one.
And unfortunately, that was the one that did the most damage. That's still 25.
Caught her in the ribs, swung too wide for that second hit as she quickly dodges, but as she's skiing up and looking a little more cocky, you get another shot in the ribs again as her leather armor kind of crunches underneath the blow. She's just like, oh, that's 25 damage for that entire round from that round of attack. She's on her feet, but she is starting to wobble.
If I cast a spell that prompts an attack of opportunity, doesn't it?
If you're in melee range, I believe it does, doesn't it?
Randy?
What's that?
If you cast a regular spell in melee range, it prompts an attack of opportunity?
Usually, yes. Unless you have a feat that lets you. Like combat casting or whatever. I don't know if there is a 5th ed version of that, but I think
There is combat casting in 5th edition. I'm aware of it. I'm not sure what it does, but I was aware that there is combat casting.
I'm going to Google real quick. 5e.
I think the exceptions would be if you have combat casting or something like that, or if you're if you're just doing a
In
cantrip.
5th edition, you do not provoke. In 5th edition, you do not provoke an opportunity attack when casting a melee. However, ranged spell attacks, even if the target isn't in melee, have a disadvantage on the.
So you got a disadvantage.
But I'm not casting an attack spell, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
So
The
you
thing
should be
is-
fine then.
The thing is, I was questioning whether I should turn invisible or whether I should polymorph into a night gaunt to fuck with them. I'm going to turn invisible. Greater invisibility. And
That's right. So the one where you can go invisible and keep stabbing them.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to give Thelona a bardic inspiration.
Oh, so she can add a bonus to make sure something hits later.
Or add it to the
Or
damage.
add to her damage. It's how much? Like a 4 points or
D6.
something?
It's a D6.
It's a D6, okay.
Okay.
And that's my turn, because I can't
you're
cast and attack in
invisible.
the same turn. Later, I'll be able to attack and cast in the same turn, but I don't have that ability yet.
He's in.
Oh, perfect. Ninja icon.
Yeah, I was gonna say there had to be an icon to represent invisibility somewhere.
And it's Velena's turn.
Yes, Velena's
So the
turn.
guy is probably really confused because he's probably like, What? Where'd she go? Ah!
Yeah, the guy just goes wide-eyed for a moment, and your girlfriend, who's standing right behind you, taking pot shots at him, just gives a big smile and starts to pull back on the arrow again.
I thought she'd wave at him.
I love how you guys just said, "Oh yeah, it's Velena's turn." Alright.
Yeah, Velena.
Yeah. Anyways, so this woman's almost dead, right?
She's starting to get wobbly. Yes.
Oh, so she's just bloody.
Yeah, she's getting messed up, but she's still got hit points to her.
Okay.
I hope
Hey.
I hope she's past bloodied because we've done 200 points of damage to her. If she's got over 400 hit points, we are fucked.
Well, I have a plan, and I was hoping because if she's that bloodied, then I would save this for the other guy. But I got two, so they both can share. Light.
What are you doing?
That's what? What the fuck?
Light. Oh, shit. I forgot about that one. That's a dirty one. 16 Constitution or take the full 37 damage, eh? Okay, roll a d20. Oh! Natural
Your
19.
Oh,
Oh,
is that one a?
I believe it takes half damage.
yeah.
So you're still hitting her for a good amount of points, but you're not getting the full 37.
Yeah, that'd be like, what, 18?
15, 16, 17, 18, 19. No, wait. 16, 17, 18.
Because wouldn't you
It's round to screw against
Yeah, it's round to screw against the person who's getting hit, so 19 damage.
Okay. That's still a decent chunk of damage.
Yeah, that's still not a small amount to sniff to blow your nose at, and just I have tempted to look
Yeah.
back, but can't take our eyes off the barbarian right now.
Oh yeah, the barbarian's eyes are promising death.
Hassan Chop.
Since he makes a corny catchphrase, he hits.
23 damage. Phew. There we go. There's some actual damage from Gareth.
Now, do I get to assign that D6 afterwards?
Yes, you can assign it to either hit that was missing, or you can just assign it to extra damage.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
All right, just wanted to know that ahead of time. Okay.
Yep. Giselle taking a shot at the guy because she's assuming that Azina would know to dodge to the side if she's getting too close.
Or at least duck.
Does hit, not for a lot, but that also allows her a sneak attack. Nice.
This is basically a boss fight. It's more of a boss fight than the last couple we actually did.
Mm-hmm. A little mini boss. This is the GM going, I'm making up for lost time here. Let's go. GM is playing dirty.
Yes.
They're a creature. You don't know why they're doing 4 attacks in 1 round. Yeah! Other than the fact that they outlevel you. Theobald. I forget. He doesn't get to. He doesn't get. He can't attack more than once, but he does get. He can do reckless and get a bonus to his 2 hit. Right?
He can also use a bonus action to cast Spirit Weapon, because that spell's a bonus action.
That's actually true too. I forgot about that. Oh well.
I was gonna bring it up a couple rounds ago, but figured it's your character.
Well, he is micromanaging a lot.
Honestly, yeah, micromanaging a lot of guys, and honestly, he's actually doing a well enough job that I'm not sitting here going, "What can I do to further bolster that?" And I probably should have now. You know what? He's gonna use that bonus action now. So he's gonna just spawn a sword over the top of this guy's head that glows with a radiant blessed light. And he's going to cast it at... You know what? He's going to cast it at 3rd level.
Because he's noticed that these 2 are taking a lot of punishment and not going down.
He could technically use a 4th level slot, but he's not going to blast that just in case.
Yeah, we might need some massive healing. We might need some serious cross power.
Oh, that sucks.
You have been spending.
You know, every time I've seen somebody in game cast spiritual weapon, it's always sucked ass.
You weren't
It
here
really
in a
does
couple
depend.
fights we had a couple fights where that thing carried.
There has been some fights with this group where that spiritual weapon has carried, but every once in a while it just does just bleh.
Now, Stera uses it on my other Saturday game when we were doing D&D, and yeah, she would cast it and it would do nothing.
I've seen people go through constant stages of grief with their spiritual weapon doing nothing, But then I've also seen some of them that have gone through that now has been casting it and going, yes, hit again.
It actually did smash quite a few skeletons when we attacked the White Witch's compound.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it did help with the undead creatures that you were messing with. All right, the guy is going to try and attack Azina again.
Except
At a disadvantage.
It's now.
Oh, that's right, it's disadvantage. Well, those first two rolls, he rolled a 20 and a 19, so he still hits you once.
Is that how invisibility works?
Yeah, you
disadvantage.
roll,
Yeah.
You roll, 'cause if he still has a vague idea of where I am. The thing is,
It's a 5-foot area, so he could have missed, which he does with his
Yeah.
second swipe, but the first swipe does manage to find you.
Now, incidentally, if I had just moved away from him when I cast it,
He would have to
he
roll
wouldn't-
perception with a disadvantage to try and find you again.
yeah, because he wouldn't know that I'm not there. He might just attack the spot and not hit anything.
Oh, so it just gives you disadvantage. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it gives you disadvantage until you move away, in which case then they have to disadvantage perception in order to try and find them again.
Okay, yeah.
And they still get disadvantage attacking, trying to hit you, because they just vaguely get the idea you're there and trying to go for it again.
I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm trying to separate 3rd edition and 5th edition rules in my head.
D8. No, D8, D6.
Yeah, if I had thought to just move away,
Like move one square to the north. Yeah.
he would have had to change his target because he would have.
He would have to change his target or try looking for you. He hits you for 8 damage. Be glad it's not
The
2
thing
hits.
is now when I attack, I have advantage.
Yeah,
because
then now you have advantage,
invisible.
so you're likely to hit him more often.
I mean, I kind of have been hitting all my hits anyhow, but
This is just making sure that the dice don't roll against you now. With a groan, the woman comes swirling and slicing back at Thelona again. If it's the last thing she does on this green earth, she is going to try and take that barbarian down. And the closest she gets is a near head swipe, which you dodge under. The next 2 swipes you easily block with your blade. And then the last one just completely arcs wide and hits nothing but a wall.
Getting a little dizzy, is she?
13, 2 6s, and a 2. That last one, she's just like, ugh.
Alright.
Alona! Jesus. Born on the pain train! Okay, 34 plus 9. So that's 43.
She's still up?
43. Oh, that's right. You get to roll. She is barely standing. She's looking like she's about ready to collapse after those 3 blows.
So you're gonna 1d6.
1d6. You literally bring her down to her last hit point. She feels her oncoming mortality and immediately drops both her weapons. I give up! As she quickly goes to her knees because she can't handle standing again right now. She's losing too much blood.
Alright.
So I'm going to mark her as... Actually, that's perfect. A person with arrows in their back kneeling on the ground. Damage to the point that they don't want to be in this combat anymore, and they're just going to lay down here right now. Azina.
Got that advantage. I'm gonna take 2 swings at him while going, "What about you? Do you give up?"
Shink, shink.
Well, one of them hit.
Sadly, the one that took the least amount of damage. Grunts and kind of stumbles slightly out with a surprise attack out of nowhere, and still not seeing anyone. He's just kind of, not yet. I'm not. gonna go for another swing yet next round. Belena.
And Blaney goes, I'm gonna make you regret those words. And she will do. Come on. Character sheet
Oh, Constitution 16 again. Okay. Double check. Okay. So he has to get at least a 13. So if they roll a 1, do I give them extra damage?
No,
No.
you can't critically fail a saving throw, unfortunately.
But it's a
Yes,
1
you
though. It says he critically failed. 30 damage. He does suddenly seem to slightly regret that a little bit. He's just like, And then we go to Geralt, who raises the axe and goes, "Welcome to the meat grinder."
Back to the grinder.
He wasn't lying though.
It's 28 points of damage.
Bam!
Every time he makes a corny catchphrase, he hits like no tomorrow.
Poof! The 2 hits basically hammer him to the wall. He bounces back up on his feet still, but he's just like, ah!
Yeah,
He's also now noticing that axe is also lanting and it stings like hell.
This picture in Eric Gareth going, I have the shiniest meat bicycle.
No, I like the Garrus welcome.
Welcome
And
to the meat
Kelowna
grinder.
just looks over at him, and suddenly I want the ground meat sandwich.
Ground beef.
I don't know why, I just felt the need to make a Borderlands 2 reference.
I got the Borderlands 2 reference.
Takes a shot. Oh, nice. Sneak attack because he's still surrounded.
22 damage from a freaking arrow.
Ting! Ah! That one just sinks right into the chest for a moment. He has to actually focus and take that one out. That hurt. Theobald could just barely squeeze in here. The squares are a little bit awkward in this map, so I'm allowing it. Smack!
See if
Oh,
he smacked.
He's going to smack, and he's also using his bonus action to make the spiritual weapon move and try and smack the guy too.
Where is the spiritual weapon moving? Doesn't it? need space?
It's floating, so it's just above their heads. So it's moving from one head to the other.
Technically, if it's in the air, it doesn't have to take up the space.
Mm-hmm.
Matt's just avoiding adding another token to the map, and I don't blame him with the crowded.
It's a crowded map, and I know where it is, so I'm not worried. Floaty, and let's see here. Was it tier 2? Yeah. So I had to click on that. Click on this for several moments so that the drop down will eventually show up and tell me I can do it at 3rd level. Smith for damage, and then Curb Stomp for more damage. Nice.
21.
His actual physical attack just barely missed, actually.
Oh.
He has an armor class of 16.
Wow.
The other one has a 15.
Yep. Difference between that nice leather armor or the chainmail.
Oh, he's at his turn now. Is he gonna regret his decision? Especially because his girlfriend already gave up.
Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Clicking on the wrong things again. Minus 13. His girlfriend's still on the ground. He's down to 23 hit points, and he's just literally gonna go and drop the weapon finally. Tink, tink. Okay, I'll give. I didn't know you had more of you hiding.
I didn't know you changed your accent.
I actually, I make myself visible again, and I go, actually, you just had really unlucky timing.
Thelona stands above the woman, her sword still drawn and raised into the strike position, and then her head turns to look at Adzina.
I look at the guy and I go, I give you the option of either tell us where you got the bounties on me, or Thelona brings her sword down.
The guy's just kind of literally just like holding his hands up on either side of his head at this point, just making sure that you know he's gonna not arm himself. He's battered enough, and he can already hear that his partner is in pretty bad shape too, if she gave up a few moments before he did. All I know is the bounty's coming from the west coast, apparently, and he does just momentarily gesture towards his like an inside pocket on his chest, and very carefully pulls out a scroll. You've been looked for, and we figured we'd try checking around here since we're in the area, and hands the scroll over to you. It's rolled up.
I unroll the scroll.
There's a couple different languages, but the biggest amount of it in very bold letters: Atlantean, wanted, Xena, dead or alive, and something around the equivalent of like about I think it's like 50,000 gold.
There's a lot of gold.
I just know that apparently they're very anxious because someone managed to slip away. They've heard whispers that you're still around somewhere, and they want you gone.
I kind of...
And with that kind of money, it was worth a shot. And then kind of looks at the barbarians. Not worth it anymore.
I go, well, next time you take a bounty, you might want to make sure the person you're working for isn't a crazy demon summoner.
And he kind of blinks and unsquints his eyes for a moment as they go slightly wider. A demon summoner.
Yeah, that's what happened to my former crew. He attacked us and summoned a demon on the ship.
That sounds like some crazy bargain shit, and I don't want anything to do with that either.
Then I'll give you one piece of advice. I'll let you live, but spread the word not to mess with me.
You know what? Unless it's friendly people I don't want seen murdered. He just kind of finger over his lips. My lips are sealed. Otherwise, I'll warn him.
Actually, it might be best if you tell nobody anything.
Like I said, only friendly people. There's some assholes that I won't tell, and they can go get themselves fucked up too. But as far as I'm concerned, we never actually met here. It's gonna take us a few days to get over it. In fact, he kind of slowly looks back at his partner a little bit.
Really drunk and had an accident.
Yes, a flight of stairs. Nods very quickly.
Give you a piece of advice. You're strong. You want real work? Go north and help the merchant ships.
I suppose there's more easy-picking pirates up there, aren't there?
They're not very bright.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. You gotta be a little bit crazy to be running around the sea like that anyway. That's why we stay on the ground.
Alright, get out of here before I change my mind.
Thank you kindly. And very quickly picks up, but then sheaves his weapons and quickly moves over to help his partner get back on her feet. gonna head you over to the cleric. You'll be right in this range in 5 minutes. Come on. And slowly drags her arm over his shoulders, and she hobbles alongside him as they finally leave the alley.
So Solana waits till they leave, and then reaches out and kind of asks for the scroll.
I hand it to her.
She looks at it. There should be a turn-in location for this.
Actually, in fact, we're gonna have to move to the map. Because this is, as far as you're aware, this was meant mostly just for people on the West Coast, but anyone who finds it could still act on it. Moving the big map over.
Might want to get rid of the turn order too.
Oh, right.
Yeah, combat's done.
Remove all, clear list, clear, and close. So, moving over towards the West Coast on the big map.
We're still on the combat screen.
Oh, right. Sorry, I have to drag you over. I keep forgetting that. There. Looking on the big map now. Now that you're back here. According to the listing for where to turn in, it says to attempt to head to the northwestern Barasha Isles. Over here.
Oh, fuck, in the Western Sea?
Yep, they sit on the West Coast.
So basically, they came out here looking for me and then went back.
These mercenaries happened to hear about the bounty for you all the way out here.
Oh.
But again, you've been everybody's still hearing rumors of people moving in from the sea, though. So
there might still be some of them that came over here, but not the leader.
Not the leader, and not this particular group of misfits that just tried to accost you in a back alley. These seem to be locals that got wind of something going on.
So we gotta travel back across the continent.
Which is what you've been trying to do in the first place.
Well, I don't want to abandon my boat.
Again, that's what you've been trying to do in the first place, because you're trying to find other options. Speaking of which, if you do mention the fact that they're all the way out there.
Oh yeah, so looks like the turn-in is off the coast of Zingara.
Well, this is maybe a wonderful opportunity because I think I may have.
You're not talking loud enough, Seraph.
Oh, I think this may be a wonderful opportunity because I found two options to get the boat out of the sea into the ocean.
Well, I think this is a very wonderful opportunity. We can use this points that scroll to our advantage.
Yeah.
Should we be more careful, though?
They're looking for you. They're not looking for us.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting we turn you in for the reward. And then she winks.
Oh my god, that's brilliant.
Oh, 1 second. I want to try something. Come on. Alright. Okay, yeah. Run my fun roll 20, why don't you?
What were you rolling for?
To see if I caught on that this was a trick.
Oh.
Oh,
Even Geralt knows this is a trick idea.
Yeah, roll an insight check. Roll a 5. You probably got it.
It's been very obvious between the weird talking measures they suddenly took and the extra wink on top.
Oh, boy, in her defense, it's a little woo. But yeah, we could turn you in, but would that put you in any immediate danger? Would we be able to get you out quickly?
I don't think it would. I don't think that would be an issue.
But pretty sure by turn me in, you mean you walk me in there and then attack.
Pretty much as soon as whoever's the face for the person shows up. We go in as prisoner and bounty hunters, not knowing that the bounty has the knife behind their back.
There might be a small little snag in this plan. We've been sailing with Xena for a while.
Yes.
They probably know us by now.
No, because they're not over here.
They're not.
They're on
over
the other
here.
side of the world.
Oh, okay.
And they're not, and we're not on the bounty. If they knew we were sailing with her, there would be lesser bounties for the rest of us.
If anything, there's maybe been whispers of an uprising against the pirates in the Valiant Sea because they've been too numerous, but outside of that, they don't know any necessary details. Not even this far south in the Valiant Sea knows that many details.
I'm just trying to cover all the bases because I feel like there's something.
I'm just saying what you've been hearing so far already.
Okay.
This music's a little loud.
I even
think.
turned it down.
I'm not even hearing it.
Huh.
That's because you always have your personal volume turned so far down. There.
That's better. I didn't really think it was loud until I started having trouble hearing the Zereft over it.
We always have trouble hearing Zereft.
Thanks, guys.
Into
No,
the
no,
microphone.
I say, you know what? Let's continue this conversation back at the ship.
No, my
Right.
jukebox actually broken at the moment because I'm getting 0 0 of 0 0.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess we all go back to the ship.
First step is to get out to the Western Sea.
Yeah. When we get back to the ship, I just walk right up to Roger, and I plant my hand on his shoulder. I go, have you ever wanted to see the Western Sea?
he blinks and kind of looks up to you and is like, I thought that was where we were heading.
Elena found a way to get the ship out there.
Alright, where we're heading.
Well, we have two options. One is a river that goes west, though it may have trouble getting the ship at certain points through it to get to the other side. There is also an option B. There is a wizard's tower in the south of the sea, and the wizard will allow us to cross and get into the sea for a favor. It would be less troublesome, but at the same time, we would owe a wizard a favor, and I'm not sure how well that would go, owing a wizard a favor.
Well, we could always see what kind of guy he is before we decide.
Quick question. Would I have knowledge about wizards? Are they all bad in Conan, or are they just...
Actually, even in the Robert E. Howard books, there's been at least one or two good wizards. So not all of them are bad, but usually to gain a huge amount of power really quickly, a lot of them will do shady deals to get there.
Right.
Yeah, like 90% of them are bad.
Yeah, there's huge swaths of them that usually are problematic little pieces of work. But then there's a couple here sprinkled here and there that are just like, no, that guy's an asshole.
Like, quick question: is Xanthus an actual place, or was that just in the cartoon?
Xanthus.
It was the city of wizards that Grey Wolf was from.
I believe that was fictional.
Okay, so that was
I mean, as far as the canon's concerned.
just made up for the cartoon. Then okay,
Yeah.
Trying to look for it. It's spelled with a Z.
I think it's spelled with an X.
Oh, no, there we go. It's Xanthus modded server for Conan Exiles? That's weird.
Yeah, typing in Conan Xanthus, the very first thing in Google that comes up is Grey Wolf's bio on the wiki, so it probably is just made up for the cartoon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because I'd never heard of it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not remembering it off the top of my head either, and I used to
Okay,
watch the
so-
cartoon quite a
yeah.
fair bit.
That was like the main bastion of good wizards in the cartoon.
Welcome to Xanthus 10 times modded PvE Conan Exiles Guild.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this stuff about that you're talking about, but I'm not finding Jack. I'm not even finding Grey Wolf.
You did a Google search.
Yeah, Google search Conan Xanthus. I'm
Here, I'll
finding
post-
modded
I'll post
servers
it.
before I find anything else.
I'll post it in the Discord chat for Grey Wolf's bio. At least that's where it's mentioned.
Okay. U.S. There's a difference.
What?
I was spelling it with an IS at the end, so yeah.
Oh,
This Xanthus. Okay. Yeah, that
Yeah.
probably was my problem too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's only from the animated series because I don't see it pop up in any of the other Conan wikis.
Yeah. So yeah, Billion would be pretty sure not all wizards are good. So not all wizards are good, but we don't. You're right. We don't know what kind of guy this is, but we don't know what we're getting into either. So you're the captain. You're the captain.
well, check the wizard out because it'll save us time if we can utilize his help. If he's
I'd rather do it the other way around. Rather check out the river and then only deal with the wizard if we can't sail it.
Except we might get a ways down the river before we realize we can't get all the way through. While the wizard's already out here at the sea area. At least that's what he actually lives near the sea, right? If I'm remembering what was said
The
properly.
details that there's a small river that also leads off the sea, but it's very close to it, and that this tower is basically bridging over that river.
Yeah, so he's
And
basically
I will say that I didn't say it then, but you do have some minor details as to where this river is and where to go. Where this tower is rumored to be, because while this person has heard the rumors and heard some details, he's never tried it himself, whereas it sounds like the river part was something they tried, but hints that it's very risky.
Yeah, and so I have to point out that Felina has not had really good experiences with most wizards growing
And
up.
neither has Thelona.
Yeah, so
at the same
I'm
time,
saying, the player on me is going, something about the way that Matt phrases is making me uneasy.
at the thing is, you're also a wizard, and so is Tarthun.
Well, that little Tarthun was also basically beaten into submission and then basically gave up and became a crew member.
Right. True, but look, I look at it this way. If he's a bad guy, that's just one more evil wizard we killed along the way. I don't know how Felona would react to that.
Probably
phrase.
has to smile. I'm just.
Felina or Valina? Which one are you?
Felona.
Elena is gonna figure out it. Just know there are wizards out there that are stronger than me. If things go wrong, I might not be able to help you.
Think about it.
If there was a wizard as powerful as the two that we just fought, I'm not sure that the outcome would have been in our favor.
Keep in mind, the guy we're going after is technically a wizard.
Of some kind. You don't know where he gets his magic from.
Yeah. If this guy is a powerful wizard that can get us out to the sea, he might also be able to give us some information about dealing with the captain of the Raiders of the Eclipse.
I'm not disagreeing, Captain. It's just...
I say we should be cautious and at least check him out before we just go down the river.
Sounds fair enough. Felona, do you agree with this?
No, but I'm outvoted.
Ask Theobald what he thinks.
Thibault, what do you think?
Why would you do it? Don't just repeat me.
I'm sorry.
Line stealer! Asking
Technically, I'm the first mate. It's my job to repeat whatever she says.
First of all, you're stealing her job. Watch yourself. Second of all,
and I also want to point, like unless the other crew members are down below deck, most of them should be hearing this conversation.
Most of them probably are, as they're probably getting ready to set sail one way, or at least preparing one way or another and make sure the boat's ready. Theobald does decide to look down, and he's like, "Not many details on the wizard." And what does this say? And he kind of looks a little bit further. Oh dear lord. The other river goes through the swamps. That could be a nasty mess. I hear the swamps south of the sea are a royal pain. As a matter of fact, Felona, you did pass through some of those swamps at one point. Let's just say that some things were fine, but other things you feel like you barely got by the skin of your teeth at points. And this is going deeper in there.
Basically, neither option really sounds good.
No,
But now, even if I had any second thoughts about going and taking care of this guy, if I don't, he's just going to keep sending bounty hunters after me.
That sounds about right.
Well,
Bounty.
I always thought to myself that I would go to hell and back for you. I guess I must eat those words now.
Look,
Nice.
if the wizard's evil, just cast that spell you kept casting on those two mercenaries.
Oh gosh.
I don't know what exactly.
30 points of damage. 30 points of damage.
I don't know exactly what that spell was, but I believe their reaction was when you cast it on them.
Basically.
And no, I'm not joking. Azina actually said that.
Valena kind of shrugs and goes, well, like I said, it's your decision, and I'll go wherever you wish to go, whichever you prefer.
Out of character, if I'm understanding this right, the wizard's tower is right near the river anyhow.
The Wizard's Tower is not the same river. It's a little closer north. But
So
further,
basically, the Wizard's
further
Tower is
south
closer.
is where you'll find another river that actually will wind its way through the southern swamps and then come up between Kush and Stygia.
So either way, the wizard tower is basically en route to the other river.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say we should hit that first.
All right.
I think it's still-
I have
and-
some
And
things to
for
plan
the first
for.
time, Belina is just going to put up a salute and go, "Hey, Captain."
But since we actually probably need to stop
Yeah,
right about now,
It is time, and that
Um,
also means I get to now plan for sure what you're going to do next time.
we can also think about resupplying before we actually leave the town before the next game.
I've
gonna-
been semi-plotting what your next couple counters might be, depending upon what your choices were going to be. You're going to see one of them nearly miss you as you go off to go meet the wizard. I'm just going to say that right now, but that's going to be it for now. Thank you everybody for watching. We'll see you all in 2 weeks.